Beware. Beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Thursday morning to everybody, as always. Hey, I want to thank everyone who called, and don't thank me. Thank Barry Beal for all he did for the great city of Belleville. And again, I want to thank the people that took the time to listen. Maybe they didn't know Barry Beal, but it was bigger than Barry Beal. It was a respect thing. And I'll tell you what, I'm a firm believer in respect. You give me respect, you'll get it back twice. You give me disrespect, you'll get it back 10 times. And I think we all feel that way. But it was a tribute to a man, and there should be a lot more tributes to a lot more great men. But see, these guys aren't politicians. The only one that gets the 500-car police escort funeral, the only one that gets the flags flown at half-staff, are these no-good, ass-wipe, good-for-nothing, rotten political bitches. And I say bitches, men and women. And I've got the meaning of bitch, and I'll get it to you a little bit later. But I want to thank everybody. And I have to say, I can't believe the bad things that you guys said about Mayor Maximus Vaginas Eckert and Chief of Police Bill. I'd like to be white, but I ain't because I'm black, but I'd rather be white than black. Clay, that no good stepping and fetching son of a bitch, the Belleville Chief of Police. And I disliked you before, Clay, but I really dislike you. You've disrespected that proud uniform that you put on every day. You've disrespected every law enforcement officer in this great country. You've disrespected the people of Belleville. You and your boy. Do you guys hang out at the YMCA together in the locker room? Maybe you meet Kern there. All these no good son of a bitches, people understand. They're not for you. All they give a damn about themselves. It's that little political cult they got going on. It's called party organization. Both Democrat and Republican, you've heard me. But I have to say, you two self-absorbed, disrespectful idiots, Mayor Mark Maximus Vaginas Pussy Boy Eckert and Chief Bill, I got to come up with a better name for him, but the guy wants to be white because he's stepping and fetching for all the white boys. Clay, you no good son of a bitches. I hope when your day comes, and I hope it's a long time off, I hope when your day comes that people snub you like you snubbed Chief Barry Beal. It was uncalled for, not so much for Barry Beal, but for the respect for that uniform, the respect for the people of Belleville, the respect for the police department that tries to serve and protect every day. What no good son of a bitches you are. Hey, yesterday, and I must have mispronounced it about 30 times, his name is Copernic, Ospany Copernic. and his name is actually Colin, but he is an ass. See, I'd like to say ass something else and starts with an H, but then I get fined and I can't say that. So somebody said my favorite word is asswipe, and it's really not. It's ass, H-O, well, never mind. But you guys, you can understand what I'm talking about. But they tell me on television today, I heard that this Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, during the game tonight, he will not stand up for the national anthem. And I say everyone should at that point, everyone that benefits from this great country, and that's every 80,000 people, I guess, that are going to be in the stadium, every person ought to get up, walk out of that stadium, and not come back until this jerk-off, low-life, inbred bastard is dropped from the San Francisco 49ers. And I hope the good people of San Francisco, I hope they love their country enough that they all do that. What a great show. What a great show all throughout this world that people are going to be watching when this ass-wipe, jerk-off son of a bitch, Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, sits for the national anthem. The second the national anthem is over, they should all walk out. And I'd have to say, Kaepernick, you ignorant bastard, I wish I was in San Francisco today because I'd give him all kind of crap. I think there's flags on all the NFL helmets, isn't there? Well, if there is, Kaepernick, why don't you play that game without a helmet? If you disrespect our country so much, if you dislike our country so much, hey, and by the way, you stupid son of a bitch, why don't you go over to Iraq and play on their football team? Well, I guess they don't have one. And I don't guess you would be making I've got my list somewhere here, $148 million this no good son of a bitch makes. And he's going to disrespect the country that gave him the opportunity. He's going to disrespect the flag that our brave military heroes fought and died for. He's not going to take that money and give it back. No, you rotten bastard. I hope you take your $147 million and shove it up your ass. Take that $147 million and fly one way to Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, and get away with that crap. You'd never get away with it. You'd live one day, you stupid, rotten bastard. Lines are always open, people. Sometimes I don't take calls because I'm going crazy. Well, I go crazy most of the time, but when my voice starts hurting, I'll take calls. So feel free to call. We are America's voice of freedom, definitely the Patriot. You can call toll-free, 1-888-394-1430. On the east side, 394-1190. Somebody, give me a take. Am I the only one that feels this way? Am I the only one that feels this way about our country? And am I the only one who feels that if you benefit from this great country of ours, you should give something back? But even more than giving something back, if you give something back, if it's monetary, it costs you money, costs you property, costs you nothing, people, to give back respect. Respect costs nothing to give, and it costs nothing to receive. But think about it. In this great country of ours, this jerked off athlete, Colin Kaepernick, this no good son of a bitch, makes it a big deal. Well, if he's going to make it a big deal, let's all of us make it a big deal. He's going to tell the news media today that during the national anthem tonight. But you know, the news media loves that because I'm going to tune in. I'll probably, I wish I could shoot my television, but I can't carry a gun anymore because I'm a convicted felon. I carry a little knife for protection. That's a big knife, actually. I could stab the son of a bitch in television, but then I get electrocuted, which my enemies would I'll probably be getting knives sent to me today so I could put my foot through it, but then it screws up my new shoes. And don't think I'm not capable, people, because I am. And you know why you know I'm capable? Because all you good people out there are capable. We're all capable of doing crazy crap. And it's at times like this that you want to do crazy crap. I guarantee you, everybody in the world will turn on. And I'm saying that to give him the publicity because I want everybody to see what a big buffoon, what a big clown this guy is. I'd like to get, and we're going to try to get a hold of somebody in San Francisco because I'll bet you, well, I don't know, they're pretty liberal out in San Francisco. You know, I think they smoke a little dope and a lot of gay folks out there. Hell, maybe they may get high and have sex with each other of the same sex. They may be transgenders and maybe they don't give a damn. But I guess, and I said that because the transgenders give a damn, because they want equal rights. They want the protection that our great country, that our flag, and for what it stands for, protection, freedom. Everybody wants rights, but they don't want to sacrifice anything to get them. That's like going to the grocery store. You know, everybody wants the best cut of meat. If you take the best cut of meat, you're going to have to sacrifice money out of your wallet. People don't understand. People don't understand how we got where we're at. And it was a journey. It was a journey all these years. And, you know, it wasn't a lampoon vacation journey. It was worse. There was bloodshed. There was death. But we made the journey, people, didn't we? Hell yes, we did. And we're all right here today. And we're better off because of the journey our great country has taken over the last 200-300 years. Let's don't forget about that. You know, people say that I'm nuts, and I am nuts. But I'm not stupid. I'm crazy, but I'm not stupid. And only a stupid person would not realize what this great country has afforded us. Only a real stupid person, only a jerk-off, no-count, low-life, inbred son of a bitch like this Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers. Only a no-good son of a bitch like that would not understand what this great country stands for and what it's all about. And don't ever, I'm about ready to hurt somebody if I hear again that I take patriotism too far. I've told you, I've coined this phrase. It's two things that you can never, never love enough. Your family and your country. And your country is your family. This country is our family. When the hell can we get past all this petty crap? When can we get past this petty crap? Black and white, Democrat, Republican, this or that. When are we all going to come together? There's got to be a time, people, when we sit back and say, what idiots we all are. Let's embrace each other. Now, there's people out there that don't want to be embraced. There's people out there that are no good criminal son of a bitches, both black and white. Those people, let's throw to the side. But let's don't let these politicians, and I say that because that's who runs and ruins this country. These politicians want to divide and conquer us. That's why we have Democrats and Republicans. That's why we have black and white people. And we can never get together. Isn't it amazing? Because of a color difference, we're fighting each other. We're arguing with each other. Back in the day, I was a bodyguard for a politician, Francis Touche. And every time the blacks started getting together, he divided and conquered. And then when the whites and the blacks started getting together that weren't on his side, he would, guess what? He would divide and conquer. And that's what this life's about, people. Dividing us. They all want to divide us because if the vast majority of the people get together, the good people, the black, the white, the Democrats, the Republicans, the men and the women, we're about 90%. We're the real majority, and we're getting screwed every day. I'm starting a national group after this next election. It's somewhat like the NAACP, but it's not a racial group. It's a right and wrong group. It's not NAACP, it's NAME, the National Association for Majority Equality. The majority should rule in this great country. I don't care if it's about religious issues. I don't care if it's about sexual issues. I don't care if it's about crime issues. Us, the majority, always sit back. We're always a silent majority. We sit back and we let the 2 or 3 percenters run and ruin this country. We let the protesters. Why didn't the 95% of the majority of people, the good people, black, white, Democrats, Republicans, men and women, why didn't we stand up when these riots were taking place? Why do we let 1 or 2% screw us all? We sit back. No, the National Association for Majority Equality, we're going to come out strong, and I'm going to lead the charge, people. And it's not a racial. And I know if it's a situation where the blacks are wrong, and Bob Romanik comes out and says, no, the blacks were wrong on this one, then I'm going to be a racist. Then so be it. But when I see a situation where the blacks are right and the whites are wrong, we're going to be there, because we're going to be for what the majority people want. And the majority of the people want fairness. That's all they want. We've got some callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hi, Bob. That Copernic football player, it boils my blood for what he did, and I can't believe that we are sitting down and letting him get by with this. He ought to be kicked out of our country. I don't know what to think about it.
Yeah. You know, Rich, I agree with you, but I don't agree with you. He shouldn't be kicked out because, see, here's the problem, Rich, and I agree with you 1,000%, but this is America. That man has the right to disrespect us, but it's just a matter of principle. To me, it's a matter of respect. You know, we can't kick him out of the country, but we can walk out of that stadium. We cannot buy any goods that he endorses. We can tell the owners of the San Francisco 49ers that nobody's going to come back. We can put the pressure on him. Now, we as Americans, we can do that. We can't throw him out of the country because then we're hypocrites, Rich. But doesn't it piss you off as an American that this no-good jerk-off son of a bitch can partake and make all this money, and then he's going to disrespect the country that gave him the opportunity to make all this money?
Boils my blood.
Rich, where are you from, buddy?
I'm from House Springs.
House Springs. And then you sound like a proud American. What would you like to, not what you can do and get away with, but what would you like to do to this rotten bastard? This is me and you talking.
I'd like to cut something off of him, make him a woman.
Well, hey, I got to say, why you waste your time? Because I got to say, and I want you to apologize, Rich, to women, because there's a lot of respectful women. There's a lot of nice women. There's a lot of patriotic women in this country. Now, don't you think you owe the women an apology? Because that no good son of a bitch, he ain't worth the crap that comes out of my ass. You agree with me or not?
Yeah, I agree.
Hey, Rich, thanks for the call. I appreciate you listening. Appreciate everybody down in House Springs and all throughout southern Missouri. We've got a great listening audience. Thank you very much. But people, you got to understand. You've got to understand. He can get away with that because he is an American. But the respect factor is what pisses me off. I'm for letting that sumbitch stay in this country. I'd like to tell you what I'd like to do to him, but then I get in trouble, so I can't do that. Of course, I could say I'd like to rip his head off and shove it up his ass. Politically, of course, I'd have to say, but I won't even say that. But it boils my blood too, Rich. I think it boils every true American's blood, red, white, and blue. And it just pisses me off. I know we're all working every day. We're all doing this every day. We're doing that every day. We got to think about this great country every day. We got to give a little back, people. We got to give a little back. And if you don't have a lot to give back materialistically, give back the thought, give back the respect, give back the admiration for this great country. And I don't never take it too far, people. I know what goes on in Afghanistan. I know what goes on in Pakistan. I haven't lived it like our brave military heroes, but I'm not an idiot. I research. I know what's going on. And I get up every morning, and I'm thankful as hell that I wake up in this great United States of America. And I hope you guys are too. And if you think I'm too patriotic, if you think I'm overboard with it, hey, do me a favor. Exercise your constitutional right to turn this radio station off and never come back. Go over to Iraq and listen to their radio. It just pisses me off. We got some more. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Bob?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I was just calling in on the Kaepernick issue. I just can't understand how ESPN and some of the media the past day I've seen, they're trying to figure out ways to support Kaepernick, and they come up with this, Veterans for Kaepernick on Twitter and different things. I don't know how this has happened just in the past few recent years, how anyone could find any support for him, or how they could find that they advance their ratings by trying to support his ideal.
Yeah. You know, Brendan, you're right. But that's what it is. They all these news media, they want to hype this up, because I'll tell you, there's going to be 1 billion people watching. I don't like football, but I'm going to be watching it tonight just so I can get pissed off and probably throw one of my televisions out the window. But Brendan, you're right. It's all about ratings. But you'll find 10 or 20 people, veterans, that are all screwed up. And I got to tell you, all veterans aren't good guys, just like all policemen aren't good guys, just like all firemen, just like all lawyers and doctors and dentists. And you'll get some radical veterans that'll say, oh, he can do that, he can do that. But here in America, majority rules. And the majority of people in this great country stand for that flag, stand for the national anthem. And they should be happy to do that. Because one of these days, if we don't all stick together, we won't be playing that national anthem at these ball games. We won't be playing the national anthem at all of our events all throughout this great country. But you know what will happen after we don't have to stand for the national anthem? We may be kneeling over and getting our heads cut off, because that's what happens when you don't live in a free country. That's what happens when you don't live in a country like America. And I know it may sound a little melodramatic, but people, you have to understand what we're about. We've got the election coming up, and we're going to talk about politics after the break. We've got elections coming up. But we have to understand, we have to come together. Black, white, men, women, Democrats, and Republicans. We can't keep playing this game we're playing, because it's going to destroy all of us. It's going to destroy us and our future generations. So let's think about it, people. Let's think about it today and every day. Now somebody will say, hey, Romanik, you're a little melancholy on this segment. No, I'm serious as a heart attack. I can go crazy any minute. But I love this great country. I love what it stands for. Now, you've heard me. I hate these rotten bastard, no-count, low-life, bottom-feeding son of a bitch and perverted punks we call politicians. I hate them. But it doesn't trump my love for this great country. It doesn't trump me wanting to help get rid of this culture of corruption all throughout, not just St. Clair County, the state of Illinois, and this great United States. I'm going to get rid of this cancer. This great country can survive, people, but we have to understand what's going on. We have to understand the problem. We have to address the problem, and then we have to fix the problem. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, your guardian of the First Amendment. Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. This is is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Hey, we're talking about love of this country. And you know what? I am a no good son of a bitch. I am a felon. I'm not the nicest guy in town. I'm by far the best looking guy in town. But I'm going to tell all you people one thing. I am one thing that trumps all the bad in me. I'm a proud and true American. That trumps everything. Because, see, in America, we deserve a second chance, and I've got a second chance, and I'm going to use it to benefit myself, my family, and my country. And I hope we all do the same thing. I've got a proud black friend, and I know when I talk racial issues, my enemies will say, hey, see, he's a racist. I'm by far a racist. I help out black, white men, women. I don't give a damn about a color. I give a damn about the situation. But I had a proud black friend have a name for Chief Bill Clay. It's Bill Oreo Cookie Ass Clay. Bill, so that's your new name, Chief Clay. Bill Oreo Cookie Ass Clay. Because this son of a bitch, I tell you what, I never seen a black man step and fetch as much as this bastard. But anyway, that's Bill's new name. And sir, I won't mention your name. Thank you for the nickname. I appreciate that. Let's take one more caller on the football situation. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
My call, Mr. Romanik. And by the way, how are you doing today, sir?
Hey, sir, I'm doing fine. How about yourself?
Doing wonderful. Getting ready to do some chores in the backyard. And I was just reminiscing about Monday. It kind of correlates what you're saying about this no good rotten son of a bitch. Me and the grandson, we went and played 9 holes over at Forest Park. We golfed, had a wonderful day, hit the ball. He hit it straighter than me as usual. He's only 8 and he's smacking the ball around.
Yeah.
Having a great time.
Well, good.
Okay, we get done golfing, okay? We're coming off the 9th hole, and we're pulling up to the car, and here's a veteran in a wheelchair, okay? And there was a golf tournament earlier in the day, so, you didn't get to golf until they were done and so on and so forth. But this veteran was dressed in his uniform, wounded in the war, okay? I stopped. I got my grandson to put that trash in the basket and get over here. I want you to meet an American hero. So I told my grandson, I introduced him to the gentleman. He shook his hand. Jacob was starting to shake it with his left hand. I said, no, Jacob. The veteran goes, no, that's okay. That's okay. He shook his hand, introduced himself to him, got in the car, and we were leaving, okay? And the grandson asked me, why is he in a wheelchair, Paul? I said, this is why, Jacob. That boy was born in America, went to school just like you. He loved his mom and dad, loved his grandparents, loved his country even more. Went to high school, graduated high school, chose to serve his country. Went and fought over in Afghanistan and Iraq, was protecting his buddies and protecting his country. Got wounded. Is not bickering or hating his country for what it is or for what it should be or what it isn't, okay? He accepts the sacrifice that he made for his country because he loves his country. I explained to my grandson, that's a life of an individual that is unselfish, loves his country, and stands for you. I said, I want you to go to school the next day and tell your teacher you met an American hero like nobody else has today. Do you understand the freedom that you see every day in this country? And you know what he told me, Bob?
What's
he goes, that's why when we see the American flag, we say, God bless America, Paul. And that's all I need to say. That is what we are about, and that's what we're always going to be about. Individuals such as, I'm not even going to name him by name anymore. That's his choice. But remember, all the time, and you always remind us, and there's symbols in this country every day walking among us, American heroes such as that gentleman over at Forest Park Golf Course about 6:30, 7:30 coming out in that wheelchair that reminded me of the honor and privilege I have to live in this country. and it will now be passed on to another generation. God bless you, and God bless America.
Hey, Jim, thank you very much. You got me broken up, and I heard you a little stuttering in your voice. And I got to tell you, people, this man is 100% right. We don't think about it. We take advantage of the situation. And you know when we start loving our loved ones a little bit more? After they're dead. Do you ever notice that? After they're not around, then we start loving them more. We start thinking about them more. Let's start thinking about this great country of ours. Let's start thinking about while we're still around, while we still have a free country. Let's start thinking about it. Let's start doing something about it. Let's start sacrificing a little bit. Let's start sacrificing for the betterment of all of us. Let's all give a little bit. Let's quit taking everything. Let's all give. Let's all give a little bit. I'm going to take care of a little bit of housekeeping. We're going to come back. Carl Officer's going to be in again. I always like to talk with Carl. He calms me down. I want to talk about Governor Rauner. I want to talk about Congressman Bost. And I've heard people say as soon as yesterday, Bob, you're going to get in trouble with the Republicans. I'm already in trouble with the Democrats. I don't give a damn about the Republicans. I give a damn about the people. And I think that's where we all ought to start, people. Let's don't let the Democrats or the Republicans pigeonhole you into being a straight Republican or a straight Democrat. Let's worry about the people out there, not about the party they're affiliated with. You don't give a damn if it's a Democrat. You shouldn't give a damn if it's a Republican. You should give a damn about the people who are going to be public servants, not politicians. And the people are going to go out and do something for us, do something for this great country, sacrifice a little bit instead of doing like these son of a bitches do on both sides of the aisle. Take, and take more. This Monday, Labor Day, back-to-school celebration at Jones's Park on September the 5th. The parade starts at 10 o'clock a.m. at Katie Wright School on State Street, and the picnic will kick off at noon. There's going to be free barbecue, balloons, bounce houses, music, raffles. There's going to be 25 bikes given away. It's going to be a citywide picnic. Everyone is invited. There's going to be hot dogs, hamburgers, pork steaks, chicken. The New Vision Democrats, the true Democrats of St. Clair County, the true Democrats of East St. Louis are going to be putting this back-to-school celebration on. And it's not about politics. It's about doing and giving back to the community. The New Vision Democrats, they broke from the St. Clair County Central Committee. They broke from the East St. Louis Democratic Club. They broke from the culture of corruption. And they're there to have a new vision for a better tomorrow in East St. Louis. And they'll be having their big citywide picnic. Everyone is invited in Jones's Park. Music, going to have a great time. Starts at noon on September 5th in Jones's Park. Everyone is welcome. Coming up Saturday and Sunday, our great friends at Millstadt, their homecoming, their Labor Day weekend homecoming, September the 3rd and 4th at Liederkranz Park in Millstadt. There'll be food and games, carnival rides. Going to have a parade both Saturday and Sunday starting at 5 o'clock p.m. and everyone's invited. Going to have live music. Always a great time in Millstadt. So that's this Saturday and Sunday for the Millstadt homecoming. Also in Millstadt, their community blood drive today. No, it's next week. It's the 1st. Yeah, again, I don't give a damn. Well, anyway, it's September the 8th from 4 to 8 p.m. Sponsored by the Millstadt Consolidated School. They're located at 211 West Mill Street in Millstadt. Any questions or concerns, you can contact Marge at 401-5122. Don't forget the New Memphis Station having their Customer Appreciation Hog Roast on Saturday, September the 10th, starting at 2 p.m. Great people out at the New Memphis Station. It's between Mascoutah and Oakville. You guys are all welcome to come out. On Sunday, September the 11th, our good friends at the Edwardsville American Legion Post 199 having their Bluegrass Festival from 1 to 6 p.m. A lot of good bands. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call 618-656-9774. St. Stephen's Fall Festival, St. Stephen's Catholic Church in Caseyville, Illinois, coming up September the 9th and 10th. Going to be food and drink. Going to have a great time as always out at the St. Stephen's Catholic Church picnic. This was a nice one at Mertz Ford in Millstadt, and we want to thank the people at Mertz Ford because they're giving back to the community. It's Drive One for the School fundraiser. If you go to Mertz Ford in Millstadt, at 100 East Washington on September the 10th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and take a test drive. Each test drive that you take, they will earn the school $20. So everybody get out there, get 5 million people out there to test drive the cars. The school will have a whole lot of money at $20 a piece. Hot dogs, there'll be hot dogs and free drinks on site. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Connor at 618-476-1681. As always, don't forget you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper Radio. You can go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling for the best of all three of our great stations. You can listen to my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. And now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or KZQZ 1430 AM. You can go to my personal Facebook page. It's kind of X-rated, fans of the Grim Reaper, but what would you expect? Or also Bob Romanik for state representative. And never forget the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook. The St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, a movement, a patriotic movement to help every true American. On this date, September the 1st, 1752, the Liberty Bell arrived in Philadelphia. On this date, September the 1st, 1807, former Vice President Aaron Burr was acquitted of charges of plotting to set up an empire in this great United States. On this date, September the 1st, 1862, the first federal tax was imposed on tobacco. On this date, September the 1st, 1918, the Major League Baseball season was called on account of war. On this date, September the 1st, 1939, Adolf Hitler ordered extermination of the mentally ill. Hell, I guess I was happy I wasn't around because I'd be one of the first sumbitches to go. This was a horrible date. September the 1st, 1979. Los Angeles court ordered Clayton Moore to stop wearing the Lone Ranger mask. You remember Clayton Moore? I wonder if the court will ever order Mark Sweet Cakes Kern to quit wearing those pink-laced underwear. Hey, I'm just wondering. On this date, September the 1st, 1995, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum was dedicated in Cleveland, Ohio. That's what happened on this date, September the 1st, throughout all these years in our world's history. Before we take a break, we've got some more callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Yeah, Bob, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I was listening to one of the St. Louis news radio stations yesterday, and they had a on-air reporting that the Director of Homeland Security made an announcement that because of perceived election irregularities, that they were going to take over the administration of our national election. And?
Okay, finish it up.
It's huge. It's an executive department overreach, anti-constitutional. Nothing new there.
Yeah. Well, Jim, let me tell you, you're exactly right, but that's the way the government is. But I'm glad you've noticed it and other people will notice it. We've got to stand up for our rights, Jim. That's just like, I watched television this morning. You got Trump. You got Clinton. They're all over the place. Did you notice that both sides, Trump was talking to the veterans. Now, when they talk to the religious groups, when they talk to the educational groups, when they talk to the civic groups or the military groups, these no good sumbitches pander to everybody. They're going to do everything for every group. Trump's going to do so much for the military, and I'm sure Clinton, if I heard her, she was going to do the same. They're going to do everything for education. They're going to do everything for the religious groups, for the civic groups. But right after the election, guess what? Nothing ever gets done. I'm sick and tired of seeing people pandering. I'm not going to, I'm running for office. I'm not pandering anybody. I'm not going to cut your grass, and I'm not going to kiss your ass. I want you to vote for me because you think I'll fight for you. I don't know why these people have to pander. And I got to ask, I see all these negative commercials, and it's just a thought. I remember 2008. Why doesn't Trump's people just get every soundbite of Barack Obama saying what a no good son of a bitch Hillary Clinton was. Unqualified on this. I mean, you got to think back. You need to get to the 2008 primary. It was nastier than this primary on the Republican side. See, we just don't remember, 8 years ago. But if I'm Trump, I pull that out and I say, Obama, you hypocrite. I say, Obama, you hypocrite. Look at what you talk bad about Hillary, but now all of a sudden, she's a nice person? Hell, she wasn't nice back then, and she's not nice now, and I don't think Trump's much better. And before we go to break, I got to say this. Mike Bost, big picture in the paper, giving our good friend, a great man, ex-St. Clair County Circuit Clerk, C. Barney Metz, friend of mine, a friend of everybody's, did a great job. He was a true public servant. He's getting some rewards. He's getting some medals and a certificate of recognition for his service in the Army from 43 to 46. Now, I got to say, Congressman Bost, you're a no good son of a bitch sometimes, and I am too. It's election time, so a big picture of Mike Bost. Now, I got to ask, why couldn't there just been a picture of C. Barney Metz holding those medals that were awarded to him? No, had to be Congressman Bost. Had to have another politician. I don't give a damn if he's a Democrat or Republican. But you know why we're doing that, people? It's election time. Are you crazy? It's election time. So there's Mike Bost handing these medals that Barney Metz earned and deserved. That Barney Metz earned and deserved his recognition in the newspaper. But there's U.S. Representative Mike Bost presenting World War II veteran and retired St. Clair County Circuit Clerk C. Barney Metz with several medals. Why weren't they awarded back in the day, Congressman Bost? And why did there have to be a photo op with your picture in it? And if you'd have been Barra Civic, he's running against you, I'd have given him hell. But that's the way these politicians are. They want to take the credit. They want to take the credit for giving these people awards. And they should be ashamed. They should be ashamed of the way they play the game. Congressman Bost, I got to say, I'm not happy with you. And I won't let my dog get around you, of course, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. Hey, talk about flags before we go. Well, we may not even take a break. Talk about flags. Hey, Dildo Dupert, Ron Dildo Dupert. If a proud young black man, and somebody said don't say black, but see, he's like my brother. I said a couple days ago, my brother at Thanksgiving, he preferred the dark meat on the turkey. And I think Dildo Dupert prefers the dark meat on young men. But that's just the way it is. Now, but I just wondered if someone would wave a penis in front of you, if you would salute that penis, or what would you do? Would you stand up, or would you get on your knees and pray? Ron Dildo Dupert, and I'm still pissed at you, you rotten bastard. I lost my son, you no good son of a bitch. The Chris lost their son, and you're going to bring and resurrect his tragedy so you can get a vote? You no good asswipe piece of crap. You LGBT, queer, whatever the hell you are this week. Whatever organization you belong to, you piss me off. You leave that poor family out of it. You come after Barra Civic. You don't come after a dead man, you rotten bastard, because that dead man can't defend himself. What a no-good son of a bitch. And let's go ahead and take a break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are always, people hear me loud and clear, we are always proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, proud to be the Patriot. Hey, John Miller, I want to thank you, buddy, for the kind words to me and about Chief Barry Beal. Thank you very much. And thank all the people who have stopped me on the street, all the people who have called. I just felt compelled to do that because it was the right thing to do. And speaking of the right thing to do, and he always does it, our good friend's passing through just for a minute. So, Mr. Carl Officer, the co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and also our candidate, the people's candidate for St. Clair County Coroner. Mayor Officer, how you doing, sir?
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Not worth a damn, as you probably heard, or maybe you probably weren't listening to me anyway, but what's going on in your world?
I listen to you all the time. Probably the most interesting thing I heard that was said the court in Los Angeles on this day took away Kemosabe's mask.
Yeah, what the hell's wrong with that? Yeah,
that's crazy.
But that's like taking away Dildo's Duper's dildo. Well, I apologize. You're a Christian man. I shouldn't have went there. What's going on in your world, Mayor?
You know, I guess even there's probably a lot of Christians with dildos. One thing I do know is that the people in Freeburg yesterday afternoon really missed you.
Well, I missed them. I was at another meeting and couldn't make it.
And our good friend, he and his wife, he was there, but his wife was there. Owns a trucking company down there.
Mr. and Mrs. Dombacher, great
Mrs.
people.
Dombacher, she was just speaking in your praises, sweet lady. But I saw Ed Cockrell help nearly 100 people yesterday with their taxes. And I learned something new about F9 tax lines, and because I didn't know the difference between rural taxes and trailer homes, whether they're on blocks or in trailer parks and stuff. Just very intricate. Ed is probably the most recognized expert on this in the Southern Illinois area, but he just did a magnificent job, as he does with anybody who calls him on his cell phone. But I'm here, the day is the 1st of September. It's the beginning of, they say, the last leg of this campaign. And we're just proud. The Freedom Coalition is just proud to support all of our candidates, from Lanina Kaysen for judge to Roger Cook for county board chairman, Ed Cockrell, Gary Carnwell, Dallas Cook, Catherine Ruocco, and Amanda Ruocco. We're just happy and we're excited. 69 days between now and the election? We need people to be registered, to be able to vote, and to come out and exercise their vote. I can't tell you, I've been to Shiloh this morning, I've been to O'Fallon, and I've been to Centerville, and each time I stop someplace, people are asking me about this Freedom Coalition, and I'm very happy and very proud to represent the Freedom Coalition. And I got to tell you this, they are excited about freedom. They're not talking a whole lot about the national election. They're not talking a whole lot about all these other issues. Like, I heard you talking about the football. People really don't care about that guy. What they do care about is an opportunity to make a change in their life when it comes to the St. Clair County culture of corruption. That's something they can put their hands on. That's something they can do. It only costs them a moment of their time to vote for freedom. And I think that I am proud to see the people who've never been involved in politics before, who've never really been thinking that they had a chance to make a difference because this culture of corruption had their foot on their necks, had their backs down. They now believe, and a lot of it is because of you and this radio station, they believe they got a chance.
Well, Mayor, they do have a chance. I've talked to people. The apathetic people are coming out. We can win. We, the people, not the organization, not the movement, but we, the people, can win 3-1 if everybody will just take a minute to come out and vote. Don't be apathetic this election, because this is a do or die for everybody in St. Clair County.
Last thing I'll throw at you, I did like you. I watched the news this morning, and it's kind of sickening when you look at both presidential candidates from the major parties. They say 43%, 39%. That means 4 out of 10 people. So that means 6 out of 10 don't care about either one of them.
Right.
You know, that's amazing to me that 6 out of 10 voters don't care. But then again, you have to be careful looking at these polls. The only really good polls that I believe are the Polish people who vote. And I just ask the people of St. Clair County to give yourself a chance and vote for the Freedom Coalition. If you do that, I guarantee you, I promise you, that none of us will let you down. Starting the moment we take office, we will be there for you. And we're not out for something we can get for ourselves. I'm comfortable saying you and I don't need a job.
No, you're right.
We don't need more money. We're doing this because we want to serve.
Yep.
We want to help. And I believe that all the way through from all of our candidates. We don't have any bums that are looking for a political job. We don't have people like that. We got folks who are professionally qualified and are willing to serve and do the best. And I truly believe that if we can hold on the next 69 days, and I ask those persons who find it in their heart, not just to vote for us, but to pray for us too. Thank you, Bob, for letting me come on this
Mayor
morning.
Carl Officer, our good friend, the co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and your candidate for St. Clair County Coroner. And, that hit home with me when the mayor said that. And I think we all feel this way. The older we get, I know the older I get, the more I want to give back. I want to start giving back because you can't take it with you. So I've been fortunate in this great country, and I've made mistakes, and I've paid for them, but I've done good. And I hope I'm rewarded for that down the road. If I'm not, that's fine. I do it because it makes me feel good. But all of us, people, let's don't wait till the last minute to do something for our country, for our family, for our community. Let's start now. However old you are, let's start now. And if you start now and you're young, you'll do a lot better than I did. You'll do a lot better than a lot of people. But it's never too late for everybody to do something positive. So I ask everybody, I would hope that you would come out and support the patriotic movement of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. But if you can't, I understand. But come out. Let your voice be heard. If you're against us, I will tell you, and I'm sincere, come out and vote against us. But come out and vote. It's time for all of us to be heard. The silent majority, not the asswipe, no-count, good-for-nothing minorities. And I don't mean racial minorities or sexual minorities. I mean the political minorities that are ruining this country. Everybody have a good day. We'll see you tomorrow. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting at its finest, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We'll continue our journey of however long we have in this life, our journey to make a difference, a positive difference for us, our families, our country, to make a positive difference for society, people. We can all give what we can give. Some can give a lot, some can give little, and some can give nothing. But give what you can back to this country, back to your community, back to your family, and it'll pay dividends. We have to understand that together, we can make this country better. Don't let these asswipe political bastards on both sides of the aisle, Democrats and Republicans, divide the good people of this country. Let's all unite. Let's continue to expose these no-good son of a bitches. Let's drag them over the political coals of hell and drag them down the street, drag them down the alley, drag them anywhere, and let them know that we're not happy. And we'll really let them know we're not happy on November the 8th, 2016, when we vote all their lame asses, their corrupt lame asses, their corrupt political perverted punk lame asses out of office. On that day, it'll be a celebration for this great country and a great day for us true Americans. So let's destroy these bastards again before they destroy us. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats, and they're coming to take me away.